Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So my friend Samantha tagged me to do the blush tag, which is very convenient because I don't have a lot of time to film before I go on vacation, so that's what I'm doing today. Plus, who doesn't love answering questions about makeup? Let's be real here. Alright, this is kind of a hefty tag. There are 14 questions, so let's just get right into it. The first question is best packaging. And this is hilarious, I didn't even pull them off yet. I've got little sticky notes on my blushes so that I can keep track, because last time I did a tag video, I had issues remembering what went for what category. So without a doubt, my favorite blush packaging definitely goes to the Tarte blushes. And they have recently changed their packaging so that they don't have the little swirl shape anymore. Now it just says Tarte on the bottom. But the reason I love these so much is that pretty decent mirror on the lid. And the blush pan not only has an embossed print, but it actually pops out too. And there is a pinhole at the back so that you can pop it out and put it in a Z palette. But you can't actually, and watch me fail at this. Ah, there we go. It pops right out very easily so you don't have to worry about damaging it. And you can stick that in a palette. And I think this is great. It's thought about everything. You have a mirror, you have a compact that comes apart, and if you want to stick it back in, perfectly magnetized. So I think the Tarte blushes are by far the best packaging. And they're color coded too, which is another thing I enjoy. Like this one right here is Natural Beauty, which is a red shade, and this one is Charisma. And you can see there's a difference in colors. This just makes it really easy to pull out the shade that you're looking for. Love it. The second question is Prettiest Color. And it's another Tarte blush, but the color is Blissful. And this is just the first blush I ever owned, actually. My husband bought it for me when I was starting to get more into makeup about 6 years ago, I guess. I saw this on Tom Talia's website and I fell in love with the color. It's kind of, for me, this is like what I consider my favorite kind of coral. It's pinky orange and it's just really pigmented, and this is just absolutely gorgeous to wear. I reach for this one all the time. So I'm kind of surprised I haven't hit pan on it. It's Tarte Blissful. Is absolutely beautiful. The third question is most pigmented, and hands down that has to go to any kind of Illamasqua blush. I chose the shade Tweak because it's quite it's more of a red pink. The color is crazy on this. I mean, one swipe and it's just like, it's kind of crazy. The first time I put this on my cheeks, I went absolutely overboard and I had clown cheeks. So use a light hand when you're using Illamasqua blushes because they are over pigmented for a blush to the point where they probably make excellent eyeshadows. But it does mean that if you're a beginner for blush, these are not the ones to go for. If you are experienced with blush though, Illamasqua makes some of the best blushes to work with. The fourth question is everyday blush. And I kind of just went with one that I've used the most because it seems to match so many eye looks. And I have hit pan on it, and that is Tarte Exposed. Oh, look at that pan. It's the only blush I've ever hit pan on. It's a rosy nude pink that seems to really complement the Naked palettes. I was surprised the first time I put this on, and I liked how much my makeup looked that day. And it's just become a really good, it's more of a winter staple for me, but I mean, it's a gorgeous shade, so I just love going back to it. So yeah, best everyday blush for me. The fifth question is party blush, and I know everybody who has responded to this question has gone, what the hell is a party blush? I mean, is it an exciting color? Is it something you wear to a party? I got kind of stumped with this because I don't really focus my makeup on whether or not I'm going to a party or not. I kind of just wear what I want. So instead I went with a shade that tends to be one that I reach for during the holidays, so I guess I could consider it a party blush at that point. Anyway, I just need to include this because it's such a lovely shade, and that is the Clinique Cheek Pop in Cola Pop. And I was heavily influenced to buy this by my friend Jen, who's also a blogger. I will link her down below. The shade is really terrifying to some people. It looks like a dark red / terracotta shade, I guess. But this goes on like a gorgeous rosy flush. I wear this a lot during the holidays at Christmas time. It's that cold weather cheek look that I just really enjoy. So I guess party blush? We'll go with that. The sixth question is blush that you most regret purchasing. And this one really makes me sad. I had wanted MAC's Ripe Peach for so long. I didn't get it in the original packaging that was similar to the mineralized skin finishes. So I ended up getting in the MAC Toledo collection. And it's gorgeous. I mean, it's this beautiful ombre that I mean, you're gonna fall for pretty damn hard if you're any kind of makeup addict. And I wanted this so badly, so I was really excited when it got re-promoted with the Toledo collection. But this thing is shit. It is absolutely terrible, and I am so mad that I bought it now. I mean, I'm kind of glad that I can stare at it, which is a ridiculous reason to have makeup in your collection. But this is so hard to get off on your brush. It is like rock hard. You have to use a really hard brush to get any kind of pigmentation off of it. And it's so disappointing for a product that I wanted for so long to be this crappy. I'm so sad. So yeah, definitely a top regret there. All right, so the next question is least used blush. And that just goes to my MAC Petal Power Blush. It's a gorgeous shade. It's kind of pink with some gold reflect, but there's something about this shade that just makes it really difficult to work with on my face. I struggle with applying it because I feel like my eye look needs to be really cohesive with it. It is very shimmery. It can sink into like my older lady lines, I guess you could say, as I'm aging. And it just never really looks as good as I want it to look. So I really have to, if I'm wearing this, I really have to build my entire makeup look around it. And that's not something I really enjoy doing. I kind of want blush to be like an accompaniment to my look, not the focus of it. So I don't reach for this one nearly as much as I thought I would. All right, the next question is the most used / the one that you would never get rid of. And that goes hands down to my Hourglass Blush in Diffused Heat. I've said this so many times at this point, so I'm sure you're tired of hearing me say it, but this is the blush that I reach for when I don't know how to match my cheeks to my eye. It looks very coral in the veining, but because it mixes with the diffused powder, it really turns more into like a soft pink. And while soft pink is not my favorite color to look at, it does seem to work really well on my skin to like brighten up my cheeks. In a very simplistic but beautiful way. Even to this day, even having owned it for over a year, I probably wear this at least once or twice a week, which is saying quite a bit for somebody who has quite a bit of makeup. I can't believe I haven't hit pan on it yet, so I'm still waiting for that to happen. There's a little bit of a dimple, but really like this thing can go on forever. The 9th question is my favorite blush brand. And I was kind of thinking about it, wondering if maybe this was not the right choice, but it definitely is based on just how much I own and how much I used it, and based on how much I just answered those previous questions. But that definitely goes to Tarte. I have 4 of the Amazonian clay blushes just in the single packaging, and I have the old off-the-cuff blush palette that also has a bronzer in here. This is great for traveling, and I have brought it on vacation with me before. There's just something about these blushes that I find are really easy to work with. And there's something about the formula that I just really fell in love with. So I want more, but they're expensive little buggers. So I want more. As I say, I'm holding like 7 of them. I really love Tarte's blushes. All right, the next question is the greatest blush discovery of last year. So we're talking about 2015. And that goes to my Milani, they just say powder blushes, but a lot of people call these the rose blushes. I picked the Coral Cove shade up at Walmart when I was in the US last April, and then I ended up inheriting these from a blogger swap, and this is Love Potion and Tea Rose. I just think these are fantastic. Again, with the embossed pattern, the shades are beautiful, and the incredible thing is that these have 17 grams of product in them. You will never finish this. Like, if I grab another one of these blushes, the Tarte ones have 5.6 grams. This is like 3 times the amount of product that's in a normal blush. That's insane. And they go for like $6, $7, something like that. So, best discovery of last year for sure. All right, the next question is the most practical blush. And I don't know, a lot of the products I've already talked about, I really love them, so they're quite practical to me. But there's a shade I reach for that's a little subdued. It's a little kind of boring to look at, but it does match a lot of makeup looks that I come up with. So it is quite practical in that sense. And it's the Australis Blush in Sand Dune. It's like an apricot shade, but it's not very peachy. It's more like Yeah, like, it's called Sand Dune, so I guess it's more of a brown peach. It's just really subtle. It's beautiful to wear. And boring shades like this tend to look the best. So, I mean, you don't want to buy it because it's boring, but they tend to look gorgeous on your skin. So yeah, Australis. The next question is least practical blush. And most blushes are pretty practical for me. I don't think that any shade is unwearable. So I kind of went with the one that was the most annoying to use. And that's my Josie Marin Argan Infinity Lip and Cheek Creamy Oil. I have a sample size of it. I don't like this thing. It separates, so you can get a lot of oil and no color when you're squeezing it out. I mean, you can squeeze it up, but even then it's a little bit annoying. It's got this tiny little nozzle tip. And oh my god, I hate the scent. I hate it so much. I guess that's the smell of argan oil, but oh, it's repugnant to me to apply to my face. And because it's an oil mixed with the color, it tends to, when I put it on my cheeks on top of my foundation, it tends to disintegrate the foundation a little bit and or move it around. So I just find this an absolute bastard to work with. I don't enjoy it at all. Alright, the next question is most expensive, and I have two items here because one I've already talked about, so maybe it's a little less interesting. The first one that is by far the most expensive blush that I have purchased is the MAC Toledo Ripe Peach one. I already showed it, so I'll breeze through this one. Seriously expensive, really annoyed that I paid for it. I don't know if I mentioned it, that was $39. And if you want to see something different, because I've already talked about Ripe Peach, the next item would be the Burberry, what's your name? Lip and Cheek Bloom in number 9 Poppy. This is beautiful. Oh, this is so stunning. But it was $33. So between these two, these are my most expensive blush products. The last question is least expensive blush, and I'm pretty sure everyone either says e.l.f. or Wet n Wild, but for me, I don't have any e.l.f., so Wet n Wild has been the least expensive blush I've ever purchased. These are the old packaging. I don't know what they were. Maybe $1.99, $2.99 US. Great quality blushes, just very cheap on the pocket. Hi, Mimo. Hi. Hey, baby. Want to be on the camera? Hi, sweetie. Oh. Ooh, ah. Did you just tear a hole in my shirt? Alright, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed hearing my answers to the blush tag. I will link Samantha below because she tagged me, which was very kind of her. And I always do this. I haven't thought of anybody to tag yet, so I'm gonna link those names down below. And I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!